riddles, and this riddle came to me. Okay, riddle is, there's an island with 12 islanders. All of the islanders individually weigh the same except for one of them. That guy is either heavier or lighter, and you have a seesaw that you can use to kind of weigh them back and forth, but you can only use it 3 times. Initial answers were hitting on Facebook real quick. I've been making a lot of notes and just trying to think if there's a way to do it. I think the easiest way to explain it is in a video. So it's a bit of graphing, which we can see here. There's just a quick graph to work it out. But what we've got to do is we've got to split those 12 islanders into 6 groups of 2 people. The groups, I've labeled them A, B, C, D, E, F. And basically what we do is we're going to put, I've spaced them out, but realistically on the seesaw you'd have to be real accurate. But basically on a seesaw, I've stuck 2 groups on either side. So A and B are together, C and D are together, and then E and F are off. So when we first run our first weight here, we have 3 options that we can come up with. Either the scale is going to go to the AB side, it's going to go to the CD side, or it's going to remain the same. In our graph, no matter what you choose, and this is where I was thinking Milton in particular, you can run scenarios here, but say I'm just going to run that in this scenario that the AB side is heavier. In the graph, I'll try and shine the graph here, but in the AB side what I'm going to do is I'm going to indicate that A and B are heavier. So we're just going to put an H for heavier, heavier. What that tells us also is that C and D are lighter, so we're going to say that they're lighter, so C and D, write it down here, are lighter. And that tells us in this scenario that E and F are not the ones, because they would weigh the same. The scale moved. E and F would be in question if the scale remained the same. So in that first weight scenario we managed to knock out 4 people, but all we have is information on whether or not A, B, C, D, which one of them is heavier or lighter, and where to go from there. So I'm just going to pause it for a second, and then I'm going to write some stuff out and run the next run here. Okay, I just wrote out some more of the quick math here just to finish it up. So this is all of it. Okay, so with what we've just discovered, now we're going to change our graph a little bit here. I'll try and get this to focus in. But now on our second run, what we want to do is we want to change it up. So on the left side we're going to do CB, and on the right side we're going to do AF. So the first thing that happens is we're going to move the A side to the other side of the to the pendulum, or to the seesaw here for weight, and then we're also going to bring in E and F because we know that they're not it. So when we bring F up there, what we're going to do is we're going to take D out, and we're going to mix up basically B with what the other side was C. Now it sounds complicated, but basically when you follow it through with everything that I've done in marking that the left side is heavier, that means that C and B were heavier in the equation and A and F weren't. And then when we take it over to our graph, what we do is we just, under the A, we note that it was lighter in this scenario, B was heavier, C was heavier, D, because it was lighter and then removed from the equation, and yet everything still changed. You know, D is out, and we already know E and F are out. Now in this one, F did rank lighter, but that has nothing to do with F. It was merely used to find out what we were dealing with A and F. Now, in the scenario that I've run, basically what I see is A was heavier than lighter. So in both scenarios, it works out to the same, and then C was lighter and heavier. So the only one at this point that has made an impactful change in what I'm seeing is B. So in doing that, I run my third weight check with B1 and B2, which say B1 is heavier. That means that B1 is heavier and B2 is equal. Now if you scrutinize this and run it different ways, I'm just curious if it still works. Like say the guy was lighter and you know it through, but you run the same routine, do we still find the right answer?